Okay, so today we're here with Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen, tell them about your name of your shop, where you're located, and what you do.
My name's Alan. My shop's Level Fabrication. I'm in Decatur, Alabama. I build big wheel cars, air rides, sheet metal work, restoration work, just whatever you want.
Okay. How long have you been in business?
Roughly 13 years.
13 years. So, what are you known for as far as your shop and your work? Tell the people what you're known for doing.
With big wheels.
Okay.
This
Framework.
framework, chassis work, setting up rear ends, sheet metal work, restoration work. But I'm known for putting big wheels on cars.
Okay. What would you say as far as like from where you started to where you are now was your biggest growth as far as your business wise?
Stepping out of comfort zones
Okay.
and not being afraid to try something different.
Okay.
Where I used to just be all about trucks and stuff, now it's just I like everything. The air ride part's I'm starting to get away from that because there's so many shops all over that are doing air ride, and it's a competitive market with money.
Okay.
Then I like building anything that comes with a vehicle. It gets stressful sometimes, but things have changed within say the last 10 years. The whole lifestyle has changed.
Right.
About going from a 22-inch wheel to now putting 30s or 34s on stuff.
Right.
You really just need to look at what you're doing and have faith that you can put it under there or whatever you want.
Okay.
And make it function right.
Now, is there anything that's off limits for you as far as a build goes? Like, I mean, like I'm not sure if you do motor work or you.
Yeah, I don't do motor work. I don't paint no more, and I don't do body work and stuff like that. So, I got avenues to get people to those places, but I'm not into that no more. I try to just do what I do and go from there. I don't try to go no farther than what I'm capable of doing. Can I paint a car? I can. I used to paint. I know how to paint candies and all that stuff. I just don't want to do it no more. I had throat surgery like 16 years ago, and ever since then I can't pull enough air in a respirator because of my throat.
Gotcha.
So I just opt out from painting.
Okay. So, as far as the car culture goes, because I've known you for a minute, and you and I have some of the same views on a lot of things. What would you like to see more in the in the car culture?
I would. What do I want to see in car culture? I would like to see more, like real shit. I'd like to see more females being able to step up to the plate with the males, because I've seen some female cars, and it's cool that they get a best of show, a best female or people's choice or something like that. But let a female get a best of show, or let a female win best interior. It's going to take a special female that's going to build a car, that's going to she's going to build it from the ground up. And when I say build it, she's going to build it. Sure, she's going to outsource it to shops and stuff, which dudes do it too. Yeah. Sure, a dude can do some of this stuff, but I've met some badass females that can weld good as hell. Yeah. And I've met some females that can build motors, females do interiors. I've met some female painters. So it's not the fact that they can't build that car to the same standard as a male. To me, a female has more eye for the detail, And it's just, to me, the females out there are going to have to step up, and they're going to have to be like, I want that best of show trophy. I want this. I want that. You know, instead of just being a car in the culture, you're going to have to step up, and you're going to have to do just like a dude does and put it out there.
Well, there are a lot of females right now, you know, with some great deals. Not excluding Alabama, because I am home team Alabama, but you know, I've seen females in Indianapolis, Georgia. There are a few here in Alabama,
but are
Tennessee.
they winning? Are they winning?
They're always winning the best of female, and that's the issue. I've spoken to a lot of them myself personally that do want to go toe-to-toe with men in these competitions, but they're always grouped as best of female. And when they do that best of female, it's not a best of female old school, new school, slingshot. All of them are grouped together. Like, don't you feel like that should be, even if they're gonna do a best of female, do you feel like they should break that up, not put an old school against a new school?
Yeah, because the old school takes more time to build. It takes more trying to figure out how you're going to build it, where you're going to get your parts from. New school, anybody can go on a lot and buy a brand new car.
And slap some rims on it
Put
and lights.
rims on, lights, scuff and shoot it. It takes a lot to take an old school and build it. You got to know what you're doing. But it goes back to, a female's going to have to, if she wants it, she's going to have to go get it. You know, sure, it's in anything that a female is battling for with a male. Doesn't matter if it's a car culture. It's in the workplace too. If they want that job, they got to fight for it. They got to fight a little harder. I'm not saying a female can't win best of show, because they can. I've seen some, but I'd like to see in the car culture where you got these guys, they got all these car clubs, and they're all men and few females, but where's the all-female car club?
True.
100% females rolling in with their stuff,
Right.
and we just sold a car, I don't know, 4 months ago, to a female. I think she's out of Chattanooga. She has a Cutlass. Oh no, she had a Malibu, and she's building a drop top Cutlass now, and her Malibu was freaking fire. Like it was nice. I can't remember this chick's name, but her husband got a OBS truck, and her Malibu was bad.
Okay.
She's building a 70 drop top right now.
Okay. That sounds. Hey. Hopefully she'll come out to one of these shows.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about the judging at car shows? Big wheels. Because there's a difference. You and I just talked about it. There's a difference between a C10 Nationals and a June Fest.
Yeah, I think that I think it's going to have to start coming down to be fair. Like a lot of shows, I don't go to many big wheel shows.
Right.
I go to Pressure Fest,
Absolutely. Thrown by Josh Orr,
Yeah.
Sneaker CEO.
I go to his show, and it's pretty fair about the category of winning
Absolutely.
and judging.
I like the way Josh judges. I give him his props on that.
He's been to a lot of big shows that I used to go to and stuff, so he's seen a lot of that. And I think that's where Josh is trying to take his shows to that kind of level.
Absolutely.
And that kind of caliber. But as far as his judging around here, you got to look at, like, okay, you got this one car that's been built for 5 years, and it's nobody's car. I'm just saying
A car in general,
hypothetically.
right.
Yeah, you got a car that's been built for 5 years, right? How many times should that car win a trophy?
With the same setup?
With the exact same setup, and you may change a couple little oddball things here and there, but how many car shows should that car win before somebody looks at them and says, man, you ain't doing jack to your car,
Right.
but you got these young bucks over here that got the same stuff that's just as badass as yours, but they ain't winning nothing.
Right.
So you got to think about, is a judge in favoritism
Gotcha.
to a person's name, or is it favoritism to that person's car? To me, the shows I used to go to and be part of, it was all about the cleanliness of a car. They didn't care if you had a 28-inch set of wheels. They wanted to know that the underneath, everything under was clean, and it could be a factory frame, not even a frame out. They're looking at cleanliness. They're looking at the detail and the cleanliness of the interior, the stitching of the interior. They're looking at the way the motor's in there. They're looking at the wiring. They're looking at how clean the motor is put in. They're looking at how clean the motor is. It's all about cleanliness. And that's what cars need. If you take 4 cars, and we'll just say 4 donks,
Okay.
and all 4 donks have 26 by 12s in the back. All of them are converts or verts. All of them got say LT4 motors in them. All of them got the same thing. They're just painted different. The interior is like stitched different. The motors in there the same. There's a couple of oddballs. But you take a picture, one picture, you put all 4 or 5 of them together, these donks. You take a black and white photo. What's different?
Right.
Except the make of the wheels and stuff. So now if you go into it and you're like, okay, we got to pick, but we don't know none of these 5 cars from Adam's House Cat. The only thing we know is what the wheels look like. They're different, and then the stitching of the interior, but they're black and white colored.
Right.
Now we have to base off of cleanliness. So pick some of these cars for best of show. The best, to me, a best of show is it's best in every category. It's best in interior, it's best in engine, it's best in paint, it's best in undercarriage, it's best in everything. So do you think a person should get, to me, the best of show trophy is the holy grail of the trophies.
Absolutely.
I go to shows where a person gets best interior, best motor, best paint, and then turn around and gets the best of show.
I got you.
You're giving that person the best of show trophy that covers everything. There's other people out there that have, good paint. That doesn't mean it's just not on the caliber of best of show paint. Like Chris Atkins, I got mad respect for that dude.
Right.
Like crazy respect, and he's a good dude. Like his car for this area, and I'm talking Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, and Alabama, he's on another level.
Absolutely.
And he's on a level that he put his time and due diligence into building his car. And he knew what he wanted at the end. And he's still building on this car to this day, adding things to it because he wants to go to that next level.
I agree with that.
Now that car right there, when it goes in, it has the best of everything. So that is a best of show car, and it doesn't matter if Chris has got 100,000 in it or if a car's got 400,000 in it. It comes down to how it was put together, how clean it is, how the details flow. I mean, that's the way that's my opinion.
Absolutely.
And everybody has an opinion of how something should go.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna say there is a saturation of shops in our area, because everybody has a niche of what they do.
Yeah.
You got paint shops, you got wheel shops. How do you feel about shops going toe to toe, like at these shows? Do you feel like that should be something that we should see more of?
What do you mean toe to toe? Like bring
like,
a car?
Like a car that okay, you do chassis and frame. There are more chassis and frame shops. Bring it out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Let's do it.
More of what you do toe to toe.
Let's do it.
And that way you go, this is the best chassis shop. This is the best paint shop. This is the best wheel shop.
Let's do it.
Okay. Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
I had no problems putting my work against anybody.
I got you.
None.
But how do you feel like that being a factor at car shows now? Like, do you think that's something that should or could be incorporated, or do you think that?
Yeah, but you got to give that person, that shop, the time. So, like, say somebody comes to me and say, "Hey, I want to build a chassis against you," and all it is we're just going to build a chassis with the front and rear suspension. And like, I don't do motors, so I can't compete with nobody with motors.
Right.
I don't do motors.
Right.
I don't want to do motors. I could take a motor, a factory motor, and just set a motor and transmission in. That's as far as I'm going to go. I'll put a set of headers on it and run your exhaust. But so if you want to, they would look at me and it's like, "Hey, I want to build a chassis against you." And I'm like, "Okay, what kind of chassis do you want to build?" Let's do a box Chevy or a G-body or a Chevelle or just whatever. I'm like, okay, there's got to be rules and guidelines. So you can't, so like, say somebody comes to me and we're going to build a Chevelle frame, okay, or a G-body. G-bodies are hot right now. Say we're going to build a G-body frame. You can put whatever size wheels and tire you want on it. Don't matter. It's whatever. If you want to use a customer's frame to build, it's cool. Just put whatever the customer. It's about the how you build it.
Right.
So you got to have rules to it. You can only use what's in your shop, the parts that you're going to buy, and if you say you got to have parts cut, you can outsource your parts to get cut because you draw them. See, I have a plas table too, but it's at a partner of mine's house in his garage because he uses it with me. So I just get parts cut there. And then I use another laser cutter that's in Huntsville that does awesome work too. It's Jay's Weld Shop.
Okay.
He cuts tons of my parts for me too. I just like the laser cut. So you can't. I think if you're going to build a car, you can't say, "Okay, I'm going to bring in these 4 dudes." Oh, do those 4 dudes work at your shop?
Right.
No, only can use what works at your shop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you just like there again. If we're going to build a chassis, we're going to build the chassis. I don't do body work. I don't do paint. I can, and I'm good as I used to be good as crap at painting, but I don't paint no more.
Right.
So I just do chassis work. Now, if a person steps and says they want to do it, you say, "Okay, what show do you want to bring it to?" Say first of the year, they say, "I want to build a frame, and we're going to bring it to Pressure Fest 6."
Mm-hmm.
And your frame has to be 100% done at Pressure Fest 6. You roll it in there, and then you go from there.
Right.
But you can't be biased. The people that judge can't be biased. So what I mean about bias is, say you've got this shop's got this frame, and then I got a frame right here, but I'm hated.
Right.
And I'll be straight up. People hate me. They don't hate me for my work. They hate me just for me. I am slow. And I ain't going to get fast for you.
Right.
I don't care what the money is on the table, because I don't want the stuff to come back to me done wrong.
Right.
I just want it done right.
Right.
And so
what do you feel is the biggest misconception when it comes to you and your shop?
I take in a lot of work, and I am slow. People don't like that. I do things a certain way.
Okay.
And I've met some dudes I build cars for now, and when they first started coming to me, they built cars a certain way, and I've changed the way they look at building a car now. They build it to a different standard now. I've put them on a, once they see the work go from this level to this level, that's where they want to stay, is
I
top
got
tier. I'm not saying I'm the best around, but in my eyes, I am the best.
If you don't think you're the best, who else gonna think it though?
Yeah, you know, to me, I am the best.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can weld anything, and it's a lot more than welding to be a fabricator. You know, you have to have the vision for it, and you have to have the know. Anybody can build a car. I
Right.
promise you. I could take anybody off the streets and show them how to build a car. I've done it. I've done it, and it just takes a passion, you know, to build a car. You know, I don't bash other shops. I don't want to. I believe in karma, and I'll be honest with you, karma's hit me.
I got you.
It hit me for a while, to the point where I was getting nervous, like I didn't know if things were gonna change for me or happen, and
Right.
I had to figure out what I was gonna do next. You know, I fail every day that I'm here. Failure is just a person willing to strive forward. If you're not willing to fail, then you're not willing to grow.
Right.
I tell my sons this all the time. If you can't fail in life, then you ain't never gonna grow in life.
Absolutely.
I have a
Absolutely.
saying that I don't need 100 pennies in my life. I just need 4 solid quarters.
Amen.
And
I agree with that.
I look at that, you know, and I would help anybody around here. I'd help any shop around here. If a shop got it in a tight or couldn't figure something out, or, you know, I would help them, because I have people that I reach out to when I need help, and I'm grateful for those people. You know, I have good solid friends that I've met through here, and then I have friends that I've met through here that ain't so solid, you know. But you meet that in life. You know, cars saved my life. I've never been a drug head. If a person ever looks at a person and says, "Man, Alan's doing this drug," you can honestly look at him and say, "You're a damn lie."
Right.
Because I'm 56 years old and I don't screw around like that. I drink something every now and then, but I do fail, and what people look at me for is I do take a lot of work in, and at the end of the day, the work gets done.
Right.
As long as the money just moves, the work gets done.
What do you want your shop to be known for? Like at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and you retire, and people are pulling up to these car shows and looking at work that you've done, because it's gonna last. What do you want your shop to be known for?
You build quality stuff.
Okay.
You know, I have cars out there that I built 20-some years ago in the truck industry, and they're still rolling. They haven't changed nothing on them. Some of them are in Georgia. There's a couple of them in Tennessee and stuff. I just want it to be known that I built quality stuff. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat nothing. I have messed some things up. I have done some builds that, if I could go back, I would do a lot of things different. I'm not perfect, and if there's a shop out there that says they are perfect, or if there's a shop out there that says they've never gotten a negative comment or anything about things, they're full of shit.
Right.
You know, they're full of shit. you have, like I said, you have to fail to grow.
Right.
And I mean, I got a ton of cars in here,
Gotcha.
and I can look at you, Shauna, and say, as long as everything moves smoothly and God's got his hands upon my shoulders, every car in this place will be finished.
Right.
You know, as long as the money flows the way it's supposed to, it'll be finished. I've seen other shops go down, and I've seen them come up.
Right.
Do I wish them the worst? No. You're not ever going to hear nothing negative from me about any shop out there.
Okay.
I don't, and if they're watching, I'm telling you, I have no beef with any shop out there.
Gotcha.
You know, at one time, I'll just say they needed me. I didn't need them.
I got you.
And what they don't realize is I'm still here.
Right.
And I'm still here for them. And it doesn't have to be on a shop level. It can be on, hey, I really need to talk to you about something.
Right.
You know, and or like I could feed work into other shops and keep them busy if that's what they want. Like good money cars.
Right.
And you know, whenever you as a shop person, if you bring a car in that's from another shop and you bring it in your shop, if the first thing you do is try to bash them or put them down or do this or do that, karma is going to reap you.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of me doing it, I just let my work speak for it. And then when I post pictures of what the work looked like before, it's the people out there that's got to look at it and say, damn, I know where that car come from, or
Right.
I know what this is, or, you know, I don't have to say nothing,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And I'm gonna respect that other shop.
I got you.
You know, they're doing what they want to do. They're doing the work that they like, and you know, and I'm not saying they're doing the best work that they can, because if that's what they're doing, then hey, more power to them. I just think that every shop doesn't have to try to outprove the next shop,
I got you.
because there is enough work out here for anybody
Everybody.
to do. And I mean, being serious, you don't have to try to like undercut nobody. Charge them jokers. Like, look at all these shops that are in all these other states. You know, I had to learn. I went from $5,000 of doing some certain things to talking to people down in Florida, talking to a couple guys in Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and they're like, man, I wouldn't touch that shit for $5,000. I'd save my life.
Right.
And I'm like, how much would you do it for? Shit, 18 to 20.
Wow.
You know, if they can't pay 18 to 20,000 to do this shit the right way, then they don't need to build cars.
Gotcha.
You know, if I had to tell like the younger generation, the young bucks coming up into it, if I had to tell them anything, I would tell them to slow down a little bit. Slow down. Watch where you put your money at in your cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I watch them put a ton of money in a stereo, a ton of money in their interior, a ton of money in a motor, you know, decent money in a paint. But they cheap out when they get to their chassis. That's your main thing. That's what your life is riding on.
Foundation.
Yes. It's like building a house. You build your foundation first, and then you go up. The exterior is done right before winter hits, just so it's sealed in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sure there's shops out there that want. I tell the young bucks, and I tell anybody, there is shops out there that want a certain amount of money up front, but you don't have to ride this shop's back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might come into a shop one day and they're working on yours, but the next day you come in, they're working on something else. It doesn't mean that they're not going to finish your car. You know, sure, shops have bills.
Right.
and shops have to bring in X amount of money a month. Shops have to make certain money to pay bills. If you have a car that's a frame off, and the customer's paying $18,000, and they lay 10, 15,000 on the table, and you're working on theirs, but here comes a job that's going to pay 3,000 that you can knock it out, within 3 to 4 weeks. It's just, maybe less than 3, depending on what it is. Like I just did a G body that was close to 3,000. It was just all bolt-on stuff, and knock that out and then go back. I don't have a big crew.
Right.
I have 4 guys that work for me. We do everything. Each one, like I do it all. I can do it all. The other guy that works with me, he does it all. Like I got one that specializes in sheet metal, and he does a little mechanical. And then I got a helper that's learning.
Okay.
And when you work as a helper, for me, you're only going to work for 2 or 3 months as a helper. Then I'm fixing to start teaching you.
Right.
And if you ain't willing to learn, I don't need you.
Right.
So, stop riding shops' backs. Stop thinking that, oh man, I hear so much negative stuff about this dude or this dude. I'm just going to get my car and go here. If you're building a full 100% restoration, and you can look anywhere between 8 and 2 years to a certain point. And I have a couple cars in here that are longer than 2 years. They were just buckets, but
Right.
I'm almost done with them.
And I get rolled on my back all the time about them. And I'm like, man, I mean,
Say I come to you. I don't know jack squat about restoration, bills. I come to you, I say, Alan, where do I need to get started? Do you map out a plan for people when they come to you? Or in general, how does it happen when somebody comes to you?
Sometimes the guys that come to me, they kind of already have a feeling of what they want to do. And then it depends on what you got. So we'll just use your El Camino.
Okay.
Say you came to me and you're like, hey, Alan, I want to build my El Camino.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, everybody has an expectation and a goal and a dream. You got to have that dream to get to that goal.
Mm-hmm.
But you first have to have your expectation. You have a vision of what you want your car to look like. So you just tell me what you want. If you got a rendering, you just show it to me. But I pretty much build your car in my head as we're talking. So you tell me that, Jay, I want to run a 24-12 in the back. I want to run a 24-9 in the front. I don't care if they're Ruchis. I don't care about the wheel brand. I just need to know the size, lift, and offset. And then I'm like, okay. And then you're like, well, I want to do this to my interior. I want to do this sheet metal work, and I want to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is where you need to start, Shauna. You need to start with building your chassis first. You got to build a strong foundation. Just like building a house, you got to build that strong foundation first and make sure that it works right before you can go to the next stage. So your next stage after foundation to me is, okay, I need to start figuring out the main part, which is your motor. You got to say you like, I just want to run an LS motor. Say you want a 6.0 4L80 transmission or 4L60, whichever you want. I just don't build motors. And I'm like, yeah, I can get you to this guy. And then he'll build you this, and you want it to chop just a little bit. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is where I'm going to send you. And go talk to this dude. He'll build you this. Just like it's a shop in Athens. It's Nathan. Under the Hood. I think it's Under the Hood Customs or something like that. Okay. It's Nathan. He's been doing a bunch. He did the LS and this Regal right here. He's done a few other ones that I've worked on, and he does super clean work. He's not that crazy bad in price, and I'm not saying that he don't charge what he's worth, because he does, but he's not crazy. He's just, I've never met him. I just heard about him. Do want to meet him. But he does good, clean work. And everything I've seen, from this Regal to a red Cutlass that I'm building a guy's car for. Jama, his car, his red Cutlass is solid on his motor. And then I think he's going to do this one Cutlass back here. But Roger uses him on a bunch of stuff. He's a good, he does good solid LS. So I would send you to him.
I got you.
And then once you get your motor work all situated and everything like that, get your engine bay done nice and clean while he's doing it. And then start taking your interior to whoever you're going to do an interior. And while they're doing that, just start working your body and paint, you know. There's a couple guys for interior that are solid. And it's crazy because I've seen like 3 or 4 things that they've done. And man, I'm telling you.
Local guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Local dude.
Okay.
And I'm interested in doing a my Impala, letting them do my Impala when it comes time to it.
Is this a young man that already has an Impala?
Don't know. It's B-Mac.
B-Mac got an Impala.
Yeah, B-Mac does some, man, I've never.
Shout out to B-Mac.
I've never met him. He could
Oh,
walk.
you haven't?
No, he could
Oh,
walk.
okay.
He could walk in my shop right now, and if he don't tell me
Okay.
his name, I wouldn't know who he was.
Okay.
But I've seen a bunch of stuff he's done, from Chris Atkins cars to the ones
Yeah.
to some other stuff that he's done interior wise.
He's got a silver gray SS with a very bright, vibrant aqua interior.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I posted it a couple times. Yeah. So he absolutely, shout out to B-Man. He does do great work.
Yeah, he does freaking solid work.
Yeah,
you know?
he does.
And
He
there
does.
again, he's going to get to a point where he's going to be busy, and you know, and you're going to have to find somebody else. So
I think he's a barber as well too.
don't know
so,
nothing about none of
yeah,
that. But I just know that his interior work that I've seen is nice.
very,
Very nice.
Very.
And
I agree.
stitching is straight, and he does French stitching. I love the way he does the Impala and Caprice dashes. It's just nice work.
Yeah.
So I would, you know, give you a number for him and let you go from there. But the first thing you need to do is figure your wheels and tires out, and then your foundation.
Now, when people come to you and they tell you that, would you prefer for them to already have the wheels, or is that something that, you know what I'm saying, you don't
Depending on the
necessarily...
size, I don't have to necessarily have the wheels. It's a big plus, so that I can make sure your car fits those wheels. But if it's just something that I'm used to, like say a 2412 that's got a 8 or 9 inch lip, I probably have a set around here that I could use to get a measurement for, and then I would just write down the backspace offset and everything for it, and then say, hey, when you buy your wheels, this is what you need to tell them.
Gotcha.
You know,
Gotcha.
it's only thing I would tell people is when you do call shops and say, hey, I want you guys to do this for me, and this for me, and I have this size wheel. I have a 24 with a 7-inch lip. Well, the lip's not the problem.
Right.
You need to know the width and the back spacing and all that. You need to know a total width. So if you got a 7-inch lip, 9 out of 10 times I ask them, you run a 10 wide wheel? Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
So, you know, like Ray Cuevas at Modern Wheels, him and Damien, I think Ray did a thing, talked about it one time. I think Nick talked about it too once. I can't remember when it was. They talked about offset and stuff like that, you know, so that the person building your wheels, you got to know your offset and stuff, and then your offset determines how short your rear end's going to be narrow.
Right.
So, you know, you could have a 12-inch wide wheel with a 5-inch lip, and it's just basically probably be around a center offset. So Ray talked about that. So Ray at Modern Wheels and Damian Sims at Modern Wheels, and then there was Nick Cuevas you know.
Quavo's Customs, yep.
And then, like, if you're from out of town, Nashville area, there's Brian Motorsports.
Yes. I love Brian Motorsports.
His team up there, they know wheels and tires too. I'd send you to them dudes up there too.
Gotcha. When someone comes to you, what do you want them to understand when they're coming to you and dealing with you in your shop? What do you want people to understand?
I'm not fast.
Okay.
I'm not fast. I'm not fast, but I do solid work, and you're gonna get
so
more.
If they come to you and say, hey, and I'm not gonna say something complex like redoing a whole frame off type thing, but if they say, hey, listen, I need this done, but I can give you 8 months, but it's something that could possibly take you 3 or 4 weeks. Is that feasible for them to expect?
It'll be done before 8 months, but if a person comes to me, and man, me and one of my friends down in Birmingham just talked about this the other day. Chris McKinney, Night Owl.
Yes.
Me and him just talked
Shout
about.
out to him and Anthony Ramos.
Well, I'm giving shout outs to everybody.
Yeah.
Me and him
Those are my partners, though. I'm going to see them too. So
me and him just talked about this the other day because about people with genuinely great expectations, and then people that come to you that want something in a really untimely manner.
Right.
And it's where you're going to have to start interviewing the person. Like if a person walks in today and says, hey, I'm trying to make it to Pressure Fest Saturday, and I need this done and this done. You have to really think it's not feasible to do this.
Yeah, you don't want to do a rush job.
You know, even if it was 2 weeks, it's just something I don't want to do. So, like I had a G-Body come to me right before June Fest and bought his own wheels, bought his own suspension, tore into the car. I told the guy when I first started talking to him, I asked him where he got his wheels from, and he said it's a shop up north. And I said, are they for your car? And he said, well, I ordered them for my car. They said it's a no cut. Don't have to narrow the rear end. I said, man, it's very rare that it works that way. But I said, worst case scenario, we're gonna have to narrow your rear end. Well, they said I wouldn't. I said, man, just, he asked me if he could have it by the 4th of July, and I said, man, yeah, this is like 2 weeks. And I was like, all it is straight bolt on front suspension, back suspension. We were gonna frame notch the front, frame notch the back. And everything was gonna be cool. Bought everything. He bought all his own parts. So we got the front all done, everything but the front notch. And I put things together before I paint everything. I want to make sure everything's right, and then I go back in, take it apart, and paint, just like I do in this one.
Okay.
So we get in. We're a couple of days after June Fest. Rear end's got to be narrow. So I called the dude. Dude came up here, and I had another one of my partners up here. So the other one heard what he was saying. The guy said, all right, man, I guess we're going to have to narrow it. Long story short, we didn't narrow it. Dude didn't want to narrow it. Just wanted me to bolt everything on and stuff. We'll get to the end. And then he's like, hey, man, just put my car back together and just set it outside. I'm just getting impatient and very impatient. This is one thing that me and Chris McKinney talked about down at Night Owl. And he said, just put it together and set it outside. Charging for only what you did, only work that you did, charging for that. So that's what I did. And I just had bad feelings about this. And dude picked it up. I told him, I said, hey man, I only charge you for what I did. Didn't charge you for the notches or anything like that. This is what you owe me. So he Venmo'd me the money. Set everything outside. And I just had a bad feeling about this. Next morning I wake up and it's a chargeback.
Wow.
Yeah. So I talked to Chris McKinney about it, and he said, this is something that's going around right now. Me and Roger Williams talked about this, Big Rod Chevy. And he said, man, I've heard about this in Atlanta and never really knew anybody had it. And I said, yeah, this dude's charged back in $1,600.
Wow.
And I did all the work except for notching it, but I didn't charge him for the.
Right.
I took that off his bill. And so now I'm in a dispute with Venmo about this. But what I can tell you is I'm going to start doing things a little different when money's transferring.
Absolutely.
And Chris at Night Owl told me a bunch of things he does, so I'm going to implement that into some stuff. And then it's just stuff like that that makes shop owners or like have a tart taste in their mouth.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And then
I could only imagine.
Yeah. And then like I got bills to pay, you know, and not only bills, but I have started some work on people. I didn't start no work on people's stuff, and just refunding their money. So like I've got that money right there I could have used for a refund on a job that I just didn't want. It's not that I didn't want to do it. It's just I just couldn't get to it at that time.
Is there a particular brands that you like to use or stick with?
What, like
parts wise?
I'm a big Alden American person. I
Okay.
love Alden American coilover suspensions. I'm not saying QA1's not good, because they are, and I'll install it if you bring it. But if I have to buy the parts and order the parts, it's Alden American.
Okay. Okay. Is that just a brand that you use for a long time, or
It's a brand that I got into within the last 2 years. I just like the way they look. I like the way they fit. I like the top hats on the coilovers. I just like the way everything on an Alden just looks and how the stroke of the coilover works. I
Okay.
just like that.
okay? Are there some do's and don'ts as far as, like, I know you don't want people riding you. I know the bashing thing. I think the bashing thing
I don't
is
like
stuff.
bashing people, and I don't like to be bashed because it does get stressful. The riding me, you can ride me to a certain extent. You know, I mean, it is your car,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to tell you not to ride me. I mean, you're the one paying the money. I'm building what you want me to build.
Gotcha.
I will give you my opinion as if you're building something. But if I've known you for a while and I just know how you work, I'm just going to build what you like,
Gotcha.
you know, and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So, if someone brought a car to you today
Yeah.
and said, Alan, I need you to do this work, but I need it done by November of 2027. What would you tell them? If it's not a complete rust bucket.
Yeah, if it's not a complete rust bucket, maybe change some quarters out, do a little floor pan work, and just frame work. There's no problem.
Okay.
You know, as long as the parts are available, because there are some cars out there, like some of the 70 model Cutlasses, those parts are getting hard as crap to find. So you're going to have to outsource and find used parts.
Gotcha.
And then there's some parts on certain cars that are obsolete. You cannot get them no more. And you're going to, for real, have to find, you may have to take two parts, cut them in certain ways, and make one part.
Gotcha.
So it really depends on the parts availability. Most of, you know, depending on what kind of car it is. Like an El Camino, those parts are readily available. You know, there's really no problems with that. You get like the 70 colors and stuff like that. They're kind of hard. Some of the G bodies are certain parts you can't get. You may have to make them, but they do make parts. But they might be what we call hand box break parts, which means a company's making them, but they're just box broke. You know, and it takes a lot more time to make that part fit.
Gotcha.
Where it is, I could just make you a part and put it in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell people how they can find you on social media as far as shop-wise or seeing some of your work. Like, how can people come across what you do here?
On Leveled, you just go on Facebook, just go to Leveled Fab, LVLD. Just spell the word leveled, take all the E's out, Fabrication. Instagram, I believe it's my name. Just look up Alan Cothran. And TikTok, I believe it's Alan Cothran or Level Fab. I just make the profiles. I just know how to get to them, and I usually just send people there. But
okay,
you know,
so if they want to contact you, what's the best way to contact you as far as somebody wanting to get some work done? Not just general questions.
Just give me a call, 256-286-3053.
Okay.
And you can shoot me a text message to that number. If I don't answer, just shoot me a text message and I'll call you back. You know, kind of tell me what you're looking for. I will call you because I've learned over time that some of the weirdest things that you hear, you're like, man, these people ain't gonna do that. They are. You know, I've also learned from other shops that I've worked at. I've worked at some high-end rod shops that you can never judge a book by its cover because you don't know what's written between those walls. So a person might look a certain way, act a certain way, and act like he ain't got nothing, but then once he finds you and he starts talking to you, he wants to feel a vibe. And once that vibe is felt, he may drop, you know, say, okay, let's do this. And then all of a sudden, you're talking to somebody that actually has the means to do what he wants. So just, I think I could tell, like, everybody, just treat everybody with the utmost respect. Even when a person's mad at me for something that I'm doing, they have a right to be, I'm building their car. I have no right to go off on them, cuss them out and stuff. You don't have to ask me a question 1,000 times. I'm not an idiot, you know. You brought it to me for a reason. You wanted me to build it. If you don't want me to build it, then I understand. I'm not gonna be ill. I mean, I have a saying, you know, once I'm done with the job, we'll sit down and eat a honey bun and drink a bottle of water, you know.
Yes.
And that's the way I look at it. I'm here. We'll be friends one day, and then if I'm building a car and we start doing that, it's straight business then, you know.
So, what are your shop hours?
I work Monday through Fridays from 8:30 to 5. On Saturdays, it's hit or miss. You just call me during the week, and if I ain't got nothing to do, you know, I will. You know, there is it's a life outside of this place, you know. I got some personal stuff going on with family, and I'm trying to make that balance all this out, you know. And sometimes I'm here 7 days a week. It just depends, you know. But if I do come in on Saturdays, I usually get here about 9. I leave about 2 or 3. I've come in at 9 and left at 10 because it's just not feeling it that day.
I got you. So, to sum everything up, let everybody know exactly what your shop does and where you're located. So, I want people to be able to see this and say, hey, I like what Alan had to say. You know what? I'm going to deal with his shop. Let me go back to this video and figure out how I can contact him. So I want them to be able to know how to contact you, phone number, all of your social media, shop location. We just said the hours.
I'm in Decatur, Alabama. Level Fab. Just reach out to me. I'll give you an address when you call me and stuff. We'll go from there. Don't be afraid to call me about anything. You got a question? Yeah, you can have a question about something that somebody else has done. If I can help you, I'm going to help you. You know, one of my biggest things I don't like is when I'm building your car. It's called a snowball effect. I don't like, if we've got a game plan to do something, stick to that game plan. I understand that people will want to change a little bit here and there, but don't change it right in the middle, right when I'm doing something, you know? And I'm pretty fortunate to have guys that I'm building for that don't change. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't, but I'm telling you that I'm pretty fortunate that that I have guys that don't change much. If I could tell people, some stuff can't be built overnight.
Right.
You know, it does take time. Sometimes the shop that's working on it, they stop on it, and they don't want to work on it for a while. And it has nothing to do with the customer. It has nothing to do with anything. It just has stuff, you know, when you get to a point that you're putting so much time and you're starting to see things over and over, you have to stop.
Step back
And,
from it for
you
a
know,
little bit.
I have stopped on some cars for a while, and I'm going to finish them. You know, just like Alex with A1 short bed with his daddy's truck. I've been building that truck for a while now. Sure, we've had our ups and downs, but this year right here, the 2026, this is Alex's year for that truck to leave my shop, come out done and out of my shop.
I got you.
It'll be at a barbecue that he puts on for his daddy, and then it'll come back to me, and then I'll finish up tidying up a whole bunch of stuff. That's a one-of-one truck
Absolutely.
that's never been done before. So
right. I think I got some footage from it when you brought it to Pressure Fish. Yeah.
So it'll be at his daddy's barbecue. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think his barbecue's in September or October. It's one of those, I can't remember exactly when his barbecue date is, but you know, like this weekend coming up, July the 18th, Pressure Fest 5.
Absolutely.
Put on with Joshua
from 2 to
CEO.
9 at Ingalls Harbor in Decatur, Alabama.
I'll be there if you want to come holler at me. And
on the inside, he's normally right there by the fire pit.
I don't get up and walk around much. I got a bad car wreck.
Absolutely.
And I got some back stuff going on, but I will be there, and I'll talk to anybody, man. Just come up, holler at me.
Yeah.
You don't be shy. You know, I'm pretty laid back, kind of humble, big old fat dude. Cool as ever. So
great person to talk to. Real knowledgeable too.
Yeah. So
very knowledgeable.
I've got a lot of experience, you know, what I do, and I want to give a shout out to like the other shops that are around me, and I just want you guys to know that I'm here.
Gotcha.
And I'm not saying here as in I'm here in your back pocket.
Yeah.
I'm here if you just need to reach out and say, hey man, I just want to talk to you about something. I want to throw something by you or something like that. I'm not an asshole.
But you've always been solid. You've always been nice. Always been an easy person to talk to.
I'm just slow, Shauna.
It don't. I'm slow too.
You know, and I just
look how long it's been since you and I talked about doing this interview.
Yeah.
And life happens. So things come up, and it's okay.
Yeah.
People got to understand that you own a shop, but you're also a person with a life outside of this shop.
At the end of the day, I am human, and there is a part of me that doesn't want to do this no more.
But you're good at what you do.
It has nothing about being good. It's about I'm in a crossroad in my life. I can't focus on some stuff that I need to focus on because there's some stuff outside my life that's personal to me that bothers me. I'm still doing this right now because of my friends that work for me and because of some of my friends that I still build cars for. If it wasn't for them, I could walk away and go back to Texas and weld out there, you know, but this stuff is true to my blood. I've been doing it since I was young. Started off with Volkswagens.
Oh, wow.
And I've been doing this since I was probably 17, 18 years old. I'm 56 years old. I've had multiple shops. Had goals for every shop. The one shop that I wanted to make it, I was married to a girl and we lost a child. And long story short, I put a gun to my head and I pulled the trigger, and it gutted. And my buddy got the bullet. 2 weeks later, we were in a field doing something, and he said, "You want to see if this works?" I'm like, "Nah, man." He shot the bullet off. And he said, "God, you know,"
Had a purpose.
and people are gonna think that's cool, but my son's buried in Johnson Chapel, off Johnson Chapel Road in Danville. But I have failed, but I've always gotten back up. And I have 4 solid quarters in my life. I don't need 100. I don't need 1,000 pennies.
Right.
And the ones that I got, I can turn to and talk to. A car. So many people in this culture make a car their life. But in reality, a car's not life. What you have around you is your life. Car is a hobby. It's not going to make you and it's not going to break you. All right? I'm not saying that it's not an important thing, because to some people cars are important. It is about money. Some people look at it like I paid this much money, and you know, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, you still go to sleep, and you still got to ask God to help you get through anything that you're going through in life. And you pray to God that you wake up the next day, because when you wake up, it's a blessing. And I've learned that over the last 8 to 9 months. And it took certain people to be part of my life to show me that. And cars are a big part of my life. I'm not going to say they're not. They are. They saved my life a long time ago. They kept me from doing the things I used to do in life back in the day. But yeah, that's who I am. I am Level Fab.
That's what's up. Well, I appreciate you so much. I'm sorry, once again, it took us so long to get here.
Yeah.
I know this won't be my last time here because you are literally 7 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
So, and I ain't even timed it from my cousin's shop. It's
Yeah.
probably 5. So, you know, I appreciate you for sitting down with me.
You're welcome.
And if there's ever anything you need me to do for you, your shop, I'm here. But I really appreciate you just for being who you are. And I'm gonna speak for a lot of people. Thank you for what you do for the car culture. So
It's not just me, it's my team.
absolutely. I don't want to leave your team out. I only get to meet one, but I will come back by and hopefully be able to meet the others.
Yeah.
And keep. I can't tell you to keep doing good work because it's just what's in you.
Yeah.
So, if y'all ever want to reach out to him, he gave you his social medias. You're gonna look up Level Fab. What's the number again for him to contact you?
256-286-3053.
Okay. Well, that'll be it. And if you want to reach out to him, please do.